And this week's Homegrown Rocker interview coming to you on location. We are at Mr. Toad's in downtown Greensburg, and I have the members of 13 Saints with us this week. Let's go around the circle here. We'll start on my left, work our way around. Who is in this band, and what do you do?
Eric Corbin, I play the drums.
Dave Bizard, I play guitar and sing.
Qwik New Holland, bass and vocals.
And Ernie Dirt, guitar.
All right. Give us a little history of this group. How did you guys come together? How did this band form?
Me and Dave both auditioned for another project that we did like a dozen rehearsals, and it was clear it wasn't going to fly. But me and Dave hit it off right away and left that project and then said, hey, why don't we find a drummer and a second guitar player. I think Chuck responded to an ad that I put on Craigslist for like 6 months prior to that, and I just kept it, thinking like maybe someday I'll need this. And it did, and I called him, he goes, yeah, I'm still interested.
It was the only time two guys had met on Craigslist that it didn't end up in sex.
Yeah, I was going to say, Craigslist.
Yet.
Well, I'm out of that one. Ernie Dirt is out of that one.
I didn't come in the band via Craigslist.
Then we had another drummer originally that I auditioned for his cover band and left that project because it didn't seem it was going to fly, and it did not. But I kept that drummer in my mind because he's really good, and brought him into a meeting with me, Dave, Ernie, and we all decided to do an original thing called 13 Saints. That drummer didn't work out for artistic differences. He had ideas of where he wanted the band to go versus where we wanted it to go. So we parted ways, and we hope he's doing great. He's a great drummer, funny guy, smart guy. And then Eric jumped in. We're glad he did because he fits real well with us.
How would you describe the sound of 13 Saints for anybody who hasn't heard you guys before, who isn't familiar with you?
It's straight up rock and roll with like some 70s hard rock and punk influences.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah. Aggressive rock.
I would call it power pop.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and that's like the first probably dozen times we played, people would come up and go, boy, your stuff's really fun. And I would almost get a little bit offended and be like, no, man, we're serious musicians. And then it's like, we recorded the CD, and I remember listening back the first time to the CD and going, no, this is fun. Yeah. This is fun music, and it's okay. You can still be a serious musician and record fun music.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, we're not trying to save the world with our music or our lyrics or change society. Just come out and have a good time and listen to a rock song.
Well, not for nothing, but the idea is that we're having fun. So by all means, people come see us, listen to music. Should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, the music's not like groundbreaking or anything. It's nothing that hasn't been done before, but we're doing it our way, and we think it worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Deep is about that. Deep is not taking yourself too seriously, but doing a good job. And, that's what we did. When we started this, it's like, look, we're not chasing down a record deal at this point. We're not going to be rock stars at our ages and what have you. And let's just do this and have some fun and see how it comes out. And we were thrilled with the first album. We're ready to do our second one probably in September. And shows are going good. Now it's like a building thing.
And, of course, you mentioned the album, which is called Crushing Copper. And since you referenced the song Deep, is there anything else you want to say about that song? We'll lead off with it this evening.
It's a song that Qwik wrote. It's a ball of fun to play. It's our opener.
Yeah.
We've tried a couple other openers, but nothing introduces us to the crowd better than that song.
It's a smack in the mouth song.
Yeah.
It is. It's just a smack in the mouth song. We come out with it, smack in the mouth, and your attention is on us, and you watch.
Based on what he was saying, the song's about, kind of lets people know,
right.
Don't look right in deep at us. Just straightforward.
We don't do deep. That's the
Let's check it out. Thief is the song, 13 Saints is the group, and you are hearing Professor Jim Price. Again, we're coming to you on location this week from Mr. Toads in Greensburg, speaking with the members of 13 Saints. I almost said 13 Toads. That would have been interesting. But yeah, you guys, we established you do have a CD out called Crushing Copper. What's on it? Kind of give us a little overview.
It's 11 songs.
11
songs that we wrote ourselves. Came together very quickly. Everybody pitches in on the songwriting and fleshing out the songs to give them their character. Ernie, I haven't played with another guitar player since Dave Hawk in Ask a Stranger. I've always been against playing with another guitar player because I'm kind of a douchebag ego guy like that. The first time we
Aren't all guitars?
We found the second one, the match.
Yeah, the first night I came home from the very first rehearsal with Ernie, I woke my wife up. I'm like, "Hey, baby, guy plays just like me." It's like being in a band with myself. So it's great. The music's fun, and I remember hearing 25 years ago when the Foo Fighters first came out, Dave Grohl said, "This band is going to be all about fun, and every album's going to be about fun." And I think that's going to be our motto, because this music is high energy, it's fun. We like playing the songs, we like each other, we like the songs, and that's reflected in the album Crushing Copper. It's just good time music.
Our stage show as well. I think it's.
Oh yeah.
When we play live, it's you can tell we're having a good time.
And what you hear on the album is what we do live. We don't change them up for live and any kind of thing. But another thing is, we went in the studio with the intention of doing 6 rhythm tracks the first shot in, and then going back and doing more rhythm tracks. And we recorded the 11 rhythm tracks in one day. The engineer was like, "You guys are incredibly prepared."
Efficient.
And we are. And it was, we did that whole album in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And now the thing was, we wanted a live sound. We wanted like an early 70s New York Dolls, Sex Pistols,
Clash
kind of. So we went in and did live rhythm tracks and then overdubbed leads, background vocals and things. But if somebody made a little bit of a mistake, it got left in. If something got a little crazy somewhere, we just left. We thought it was fun, we just left it in. So we did it really quick, and the engineer was flabbergasted at how fast we did that album. But we listened to him, and I really like it.
Yeah, I still like it.
And I can say, being that I don't play on this, okay, I came in the band after, from my standpoint, having not played on it, I feel like I can have kind of an objective view of that, so to speak. And to me, like when I first listened to it, it harkens back to just stripped down rock and roll back in the 70s when it was just, 3-minute song, in, out, nothing major, nothing too much to think about, just enjoy the song.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I
put the
took
pedal
it.
to the floor and double it up.
Right. Which for me was kind of different than a lot of the stuff, I don't know, that you see people doing these days. It's just there's too much now thought into music and production and everything. So it's just stripped down. It's just really nice and basic,
Stripped down and spontaneous.
Yeah.
Yes, very spontaneous. Good
And
work.
like we said earlier, fun.
Very good work.
All right. Well, for folks who are enjoying what they're hearing tonight from the album, how can they get a hold of it?
The best way to get it is at a show. We're a Pittsburgh band. We play all over Pittsburgh. We play with other bands. You can also get us on Spotify, iTunes, on our website, 13saintsrocks.com.
Another site, Bandcamp.
Yeah, you can listen to every one of the songs.
Spotify, it's on Spotify. Did you say that?
I did.
Yeah.
You can never say Spotify too often.
I was
Spotify.
The fact that they give 0.0001 cent for every listen, you can't say enough about those guys.
But all the usual places you can find it.
Yeah, all the normal places.
And we'll be repeating that information again in case anybody missed that. But at this point, let's give you another flavor from the album. And at this point, what would you like to say about Smile?
Smile, I wrote to break up the monotony of my own songwriting because I like this one format which is stolen from the Hoople, Lou Reed, and David Bowie, and I find myself constantly writing that format. And like I want to do something a little different. So the song's a little bit different than everything else on the album.
Longest, probably.
and I actually sang it in a different style than the other. If you picture David Bowie singing on Ziggy Stardust, then picture David Bowie who sang on something later down the road like Scary Monsters or something. Two different vocal styles kind of thing. So I kind of like flipped it around for that. The song itself is just a collage of images of having a conversation with, again, somebody who takes life too serious and trying to get them to lighten up. Like, oh, I have all these problems. Like, you're alive. You're not blind. You're not in a wheelchair, and you should be digging the fact that you're out at a bar and having fun instead of pissing and moaning about it. Like shake it off and smile.
Let's check it out. The song is Smile, and again, it's another one from 13 Saints. You are here in Greensburg and on location on this week's edition of the Homegrown Rocker with the Pittsburgh-based band 13 Saints. And I'm going to talk about the live show a little bit. What happens when you guys hit the stage? Describe the live show.
Things get loud.
Yeah. Loud, fast, fun.
Out of control.
Yeah.
And
I know it changes me. I go from the miserable bastard that I am, and I turn into this guy having a blast and, playing that, I was struggling with earlier that night, and just looking at these guys thinking,
I've always said that I could be. I mean, this also applies to me even just playing the drums in my own basement, but obviously, especially live, I've always said, like, I can be shocked, and I don't think I would feel it until after the gig. You know what I'm saying? After the actual show, because it's just such a high. I mean, to play live ultimately, you know what I'm saying? It's really, to me, what it's about.
yeah.
You make a record, that's great and all that, but it's the interaction with the fans. That's what it's all about to me, is that live gig, And I think for this band, I mean, it's just, again, straight ahead, just plow through the songs, play them, you know what I'm saying, the way they are on the record for the most part, just,
Yep.
there's a great thrill, I'll use the word thrill, I guess, when we go on stage and we play original material and people like it. They respond to it, they cheer, they clap, and now we're getting to the point where we can watch the audience, and not only they're doing that, but they're starting to sing our songs. Not everybody, but people that are coming constantly are starting to get familiar. And when you're doing that in an original project versus a cover one, you know that what you've created and what you're doing is working, and that's great when you play your stuff and people clap for it and cheer for it. It's like a whole different animal than if you did it in a cover band, because they're cheering because you just played Rolling Stones. But when they're doing it because they cheering for your stuff, it's really cool. And we're having a blast with it. We're loving it, and just trying to build a fan base, and that's going. It's working. We're starting to see more and more people come out routinely for us and what have you, and we just want to build on that and keep. We got a whole load of new material to hit them with, and an album coming out probably in October. It'll be done, I would think. And come out and see 13 Saints and introduce yourself. We're approachable, and you have a friend in the band. Come on out. And have a good time with us.
Yeah, and if you're a band out there, you're hearing our stuff now. Jim's playing it. If you're a band out there, we want to play with you. And if you're a club, we want to play at your club. It's like we're a live band, and we want to come out and
we're not hard to work with.
Right.
Because the thrill is to play live music to new people.
Yes.
Obviously, that's a major thing.
Yeah, we're looking
we want all the new
to grow
people
the area that we play. and we're starting to branch out. Probably just in the last 3 or 4 months, we're getting gigs like West Virginia. We're getting one up in
Cambridge Springs,
up in Kintanning, and whatever. And but what Dave said, if you're an original band and you need an opener, we're happy to come open for you guys. Or close for you guys, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we're not too proud either. It's,
get in touch with us at 13saintsrock.com, and from the website you can grab Facebook page and all the other kind of social media. It's all, you can hook it all up through the website. And playing live's great. It's really what we wanted to do. It wasn't like, oh, let's write some songs, do an album, and see what happens. And, we'll get together on Sunday afternoons and have a beer. Like, no, we want to play.
Nah, if you want to come out here, high energy rock, and held to the floor the whole hour that we play, then come see us. If you like slow music, and come out anyway, because maybe we'll change your mind.
Come out anyway.
If you like slow music, come and see us, and you'll know exactly what you don't like.
We will change your mind.
We'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Come because you don't like us. Come because you like us. Just come
Either way, just come out.
We have ways of making you like us.
Yeah.
Interesting pitches. I'm liking it. All right. I guess at this point, let's go to another track off the Crushing Copper album. What would you like to say about Mother May I?
Mother May I it's pretty much the title says it all. It's like your mother trying to reel you in as a young rocker and teach you the right way to go about life, and you're like, nah, I'm not having any of that. I'm gonna be a rocker. I'm gonna take a bite of everything that I shouldn't be doing and have fun with it. So it's about coming of age in rock and roll and doing what you want to do, regardless of what.
If you're so into it, when you're
maybe not your mother, but might not be your mother, but it might be your peer group. Like, when are you going to grow up? When are you going to do that? Like, I'm never going to grow up. This is what I like to do. So,
yeah.
Mother May is like, do this, do that. Like, Mother May, and the hook line is I can't even think right now.
No, I'm
Mother May,
making a break.
No, I'm making a break.
Yeah. Making a break.
And that's the idea. Is like, no, I'm not doing what you guys. Every society wants me to do, or my parents want me to do. This is what I'm going to do. But you can see where it got me, Jim.
I'm a raging success.
I'm partying in Greensburg.
On a Thursday night.
Let's check it out. Non-conformist music from 13 Saints. You're a homegrown rocker. This week's conversation coming to you from Mr. Toads in downtown Greensburg. And we have the Pittsburgh-based band 13 Saints with us tonight. And I'm going to get inside the creative process of this band a little bit. How do you guys come up with songs? Describe how songs come together.
I cannot write anything that I don't feel or have lived, except for we have a new song called New York Doll, and I so much like the New York Dolls that I wanted to do a song about some of the members that have died, which is easy because so many of their members have died. I mean, the creative process and working with these guys, it's like, and there again, working with Ernie as a guitar player, it's like I write songs that I know that I'm going to sing, and I just know off the bat Ernie's going to play lead on, which is something that most guitar players wouldn't do, but it's like he and I work so well together as guitar players that it's like I'll write the song and let him play lead on it. That's a pretty unique thing, it's like we split up things so evenly, and like Creep as a songwriter is awesome as far as he writes a good song with a good hook, and he lets Ernie and I
Add our spices.
yeah. Kind of put our own parts in 100%.
Yeah, me and Dave both bring in a framework.
Right.
We'll send out a rough recording that we've done at home.
Oh boy, are they rough.
And, most of them will feature my attempt at playing the guitar, and I just can't do it.
Maybe they'll come out one day in the box set.
I can't do it with these fingers. I just can't do it. But we'll bring in a framework, and then we'll send it out, and everybody learns it at home kind of thing. Then we come to rehearsal, and then it gets tweaked. So these guys will add their flavor to the guitar leads. He'll come up with an idea for a different beat here. They're like, hey, we've done that Creep, your song, we've done that beat for the last 14 songs. How if we do something different? I'm like, yeah, come up with something different. And then between that basic framework and everybody else putting their candy on top, it produces this. And so far it's worked great. I remember going when we did this album. We heard the first finished tracks that we were going to listen to. Like the engineer gave us like a week to listen to them, and I was like, I wonder if they're going to stink, or I was like, they're fantastic. These songs came out just the way we wanted, a little rough, raw, and just balls to the wall kind of rock songs, and it came out great. I expect the next album is going to be as good, if not better. There's several fans of ours, they like the new material even better than this. I don't know. I think it's good. It's as good as this. I think it's all great. Put it that way. But that's the creative process. Everybody gets to throw their sugar on top of a framework.
Yeah, it's like
it comes out here. It goes around and it comes out here.
Yeah, Dave and Creep are the writers. I mean, but they allow us to have our opportunities once the song is once we're at rehearsal, once the song is open for everybody. I'm a bundle of frustration, so I can't write. So I mean,
It's really coming clean tonight.
yeah,
I'm miserable.
I can't write anything, but and I always worry that when I get there, it's going to be just nothing but a mess, And then we start playing, and it's like, all right, that's not so bad. I think I can do this, yeah. And then now, we're like 20 some songs in, and I still haven't learned that it's not gonna all go to hell every time we get there, But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to just have the keys handed to you and say, "Here, do what you can with this," and we'll work it out.
Yeah, I mean, from my experience being in some other original bands, it's different. This is one of the first bands I've been in, original band-wise, where it's more straightforward how there's this rough demo provided, and that's what it's worked off of. Right. Most bands I've been in the past, it was a little bit more, I don't want to say collaborative as in this is not collaborative, but just the songs were almost built just off of a riff there right in rehearsal. It was like, okay, I'm going to do this beat to it, okay. It was kind of just built right there. Whereas in this band, that rough, very rough demo is provided, to us. So when we come to the next rehearsal, the idea is, we got a very firm basis of where to go from there.
Sure.
And they usually use like a drum machine of some sort. So
and they've only figured out how to do one beat.
Right. So hence my need to come up with a slightly different drum beat, and obviously add the fills and certain breaks and breakdowns and whatever.
It came with a 64-page document. I'm not reading that.
Right. So, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I think it's very efficient.
Every time Creep sends a new song, you hit play and it goes.
Yeah, you can anticipate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll admit,
The world needs constants.
And I'll admit, when I first hear a demo, I'm like,
What? Yeah.
this?
Yeah, same with me. That's why I'm
In
like.
general, not just the drum machine, but just in general. So it's still kind of cool how it eventually does come together and sound and feel better.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, guitars weren't so expensive.
This is Creep New Holland. My rough tracks are fantastic.
Or not.
But I will say this. For someone who wished, prayed to God that he could even write a song, I got nothing but respect for them, to be able to write a song. I wish I could, it's like my freaking dream to be able to just write one song in my whole freaking life.
Ernie's building a home studio, so we're expecting him to start contributing to the writing process more now that he's...
I have all the equipment to write a song. I just don't simply have it in me, apparently.
My drum machine works on batteries. How about that? Not only cool batteries, like C batteries, like from a flash.
I should just record some... you know, bunch of drum beats for you that you can call up.
Creep's drum runs on 3 of those big campfire batteries, all foiled together.
It works on steam. I
Wasn't it a drum?
got to keep buying
Wasn't it a drum
coal.
machine you got like back in, I don't know, 1960 when drum beats were kind of limited and loops were limited? I don't know.
As you can tell, a very freewheeling creative style for this group as we're getting into the creative side of 13 Saints. I guess at this point, let's go with another song. This is one that our listeners may already be familiar with. What would you like to say about Evel Knievel?
Evel Knievel is a song that I wrote about kind of what it is to me to be a rock and roller. And it's like early on in my life, I was like, I'm going to be a rock and roll guy. College wasn't that important to me. A career, quote, wasn't important to me outside of just earning enough money to be in a band and have guitars and gadgets. Everything else was just about being in a rock and roll band. And there's a line in there about bloody knuckles and a busted tooth. I've had both of those due to drinking and being in a rock band. And I wouldn't trade it.
Last week, by the way.
Yeah. And I wouldn't trade it for anything other than, you know, if I could write songs like this and be filthy rich would be okay too. But I'll take writing songs like that and actually have lived out the lyrics.
Yeah.
So.
Let's check it out. The song Evel Knievel by 13 Saints. Once again, you're hearing it on the Homegrown. Once again, I'm the Professor Jim Price. This week's conversation, again, originating from Mr. Toads in downtown Greensburg. And we have the band 13 Saints with us on the show. Talk about the chemistry of this band, both live and creative. How well do you guys get together or gel together as a group?
I can't stand any of them.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what? I think this is the best time to bring it up.
That's why he's next to go.
No, like really, I think we get along really great. I mean, and the important thing is we don't, you know, there's too many bands that are like, they go out every weekend together, they do all this together and all this stuff. We don't do that. Like we get together at the right times, we play shows, or here and there once in a while, you know, and obviously rehearsals. And I think it's the best chemistry because we see each other just enough, but you know we never get tired of each other. But
right.
And then it shows. We're all excited, and it comes out in the show. It comes out on stage. So.
Yeah, and when we walk in whatever club we're playing, we're happy to see each other.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then we take that right on stage with us. It's like, hey, I haven't seen these guys in a few days. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, Chuck's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm
He's less
miserable
now.
anyway, and you know.
Well, I can say, from my standpoint, having come in this band as an existing band,
Yeah.
you know, comparing obviously to other bands I've been in, probably I can honestly say the least drama of any band I've probably ever been in. And, you know, I think it's a combination of reasons probably why, you know, maybe rages, been there, done that, you know,
A lot of that.
you know, whatever it might be. But, so it's just, you know, I feel like we're just a very focused, efficient band. And on top of that, the bonus is, yeah, we do all get along.
Yeah.
You know, I think we all bring something different, you know, different musical tastes, flavors, you know what I'm saying? I might come up with a drum beat that might, I don't know, be because I'm somewhat into, I don't know.
Tommy Lee.
You know, right, Tommy Lee.
Say it. You like Tommy Lee.
I do. I love Tommy Lee. I do.
Hey.
But, you know, could also be, you know, that Chuck brings something in from his, you know, I mean, so.
He loves Priest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a metal guy, and I come into this, and you know, like I have a fairly wide genre, but it doesn't travel too far. Let's put it that way. But,
It travels far, buddy. Chuck texted me one night. He's at a CD shop
yeah.
buying Waylon Jennings,
Suicidal Tendencies,
and
I wanted to know. Is that when I wanted to know what
he wanted to know what Bowie album to buy that really rocks, and we're like, none of them really rock the whole way through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. None of them do.
Right.
Yeah. Not the one I bought. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that, I mean, we probably each can honestly say, I mean, most musicians, I think, can honestly say they have such a wide range of likes, you know, and influences and stuff. But I feel like in this band, it still just funnels to this straight ahead rock and roll.
It does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimate.
That's a good thing.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think the drama goes away when you're not trying to prove anything.
That's a good point.
And again, we're just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
Write
That's probably the
some
best way to
rock
put it.
songs that we hope people will enjoy as much as us. Come out to a show and have a good time, and have as much fun as we're having with the songs. And that's why there's not a whole lot of crap anymore.
Well, we don't have this. Well, like a cover band, you got to argue what the next Zeppelin song is you're going to do,
Right.
Because
Or if you're going to do it.
Going to be, you know?
Who's going to start Jenny Jenny, Chuck, you or me?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're going to argue about that.
Yeah.
Talk about the audience that comes out to see you guys and how the reaction has been to your music. Talk about your fans, your audience.
They're all young, hot chicks,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So all you guys want to come to these shows, if you want to find the chicks, that's where they're at. They're on our shows.
They are. They're very. They're very informed rock and roll fans that come and see us.
Agreed.
Yeah, they will come up and go, "Oh, you guys like The Clash, Bad Religion, the Sex Pistols." You know, they can listen to 3 songs and go, "Oh, Chuck likes old Judas Priest better than new Judas Priest."
Yeah, we know what you're into.
Yeah, and they're very informed people, and they're the type people that buy a CD and a T-shirt of every band that they like.
And I think it's probably safe to say that they are people that appreciate and support local music.
Yeah.
Original music
yeah.
also.
Yeah, original music, definitely.
Yeah.
I meant to say that, yeah.
Most of the, a lot of the shows we do are inner city, and a lot of these fans are from the city. I mean, I'm sure there's some of them that are from outer lying areas.
Well, think of the fans we play to in other, like in Cambridge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we didn't know.
it just seems like that a lot of the inner city people are more into original music. I don't know why. But,
There was a fan at the last show that grabbed me after our set, and he goes, "I was in the back room, and I heard your first song," and he goes, "That song was fabulous," and I ran to the front expecting to see a bunch of kids. And he goes, like, half-ass going through it, not having any heart into it. He goes, "And I saw you guys
he was let down.
who live." He said, "I saw you guys who
What do you say? We're not young guys."
who lived during this genre, writing original music from where you guys came and nailing it and killing it." He's like, "I'm one of your newest, biggest fans. I want everything. I want a shirt. I want stickers. I want a CD." And I was like, "We can sell you everything."
Nice.
you
I didn't
want."
hear this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a younger guy that I expect to see a bunch of kids like
Right.
half-heartedly going
Well, the thing
through
is,
something because they thought it was cool, and then it's you guys like tearing it up because you lived that. You lived through.
We know when it went down
when
originally.
the Sex Pistols broke through and did their first show, and you guys were there for that. And he was kind of like, because I'm envious. You guys were there for all this because he was a younger cat. And I thought
In that way, I'm glad I'm the age I am. Because some of that stuff, I'm
That was-
glad.
There's a lot of younger guys that do get it, or I'd say girls too. I mean, there's a lot of younger bands that get it, and they, Johnny and Razor plays.
Yeah.
Great younger band that they get it. They understand what this old punk and this old rock and roll was, and they do it right. But it's us guys, and there's quite a few of us, Charms, and there's other bands in the city that are older guys, but we know how to rock. I mean, sorry that we just do.
Our first show with another band, the Dirty Charms, we do a lot of shows with them because they're a rock band and they're older cats like us. And after our set, they were like, "We're finally happy to have a band open for us that knows how to play their instruments." It was like a treat to work with professionals like that.
Yeah.
And that was our first show out, and we were like, "Wow, maybe this is going to work. Maybe it's going to fly."
And anybody that doubts original music in the greater Pittsburgh area, don't doubt it. There's some freaking awesome bands out there.
Yeah, Chuck, you mentioned
Seek it out.
There's so many.
Ernie mentioned Johnny and the Razor Blades, the Dirty Charms, Those Gorgeous Bastards, Stone Cold Killer is excellent. Big Atlantic. I mean, they're just
the Hucklebucks.
Yeah, the legendary
Hucklebucks. Funnest band I've ever watched. I mean,
Yeah.
they're so much fun.
They're a cup of crazy, man.
Yeah, they're crazy. They're nuts.
Out of their minds.
Yeah.
All right, let's give them another song off the CD at this point. What would you like to say about Genius?
Genius. There again, another song that I wrote about being a rock and roll guy. Yeah, kind of tongue in cheek. Genius.
Autobiographical?
It's time to lie, Dave.
It's The lyrics are autobiographical. The title is tongue in cheek. It's ironic. The first line is "I'm too fat to wear these jeans. I earn just enough to live beyond my means." That's the whole thing, you know. And there again, been lucky to be able to do music like this, and like We Came From Space and Ask a Stranger, and just, you know, every one of us around this table tonight, including you, Jim, we just been lucky to be able to follow the muse and
Sometimes life doesn't get any better, right?
no better.
Yep.
Let's check it out. Genius by 13 Saints. And again, you are hearing 105.9 Qwik Rock and the Homegrown Rocker. Every week on the show, we dig into the archive and pull out a piece of music from a band or artist who used to play on the area music scene. And since one of our guests this evening is Dave Bazard, Dave, I've dug into your past, and I usually do when you're on this show, pulling out something from 1991, Ask a Stranger, and the song Starlight from the album Stranger Things Have Happened. Dave, what are your reflections on Ask a Stranger? I understand there's been some renewed interest in the group.
Yes, out of nowhere, a label called Heaven and Hell has taken an interest in reissuing the Stranger Things Have Happened album. Dave Hawk and Gary Smith have worked on remastering it for them, and Heaven and Hell is going to put it out because we've known for a long time that the album, the CD has been traded and sold online for like $100 here and there. None of that money has ever come to us, but it's been cool to see it being traded. And Jeremy, one of the partners in Heaven and Hell, said that the guys that he deals with, they don't want to download music, they want physical product in their hand. So they know the interest in the album is out there, and then they took interest themselves to do the reissue. So, you know, and all of us in Ask a Stranger over the years, we've kept in touch. We've done reunion shows. We've had a good time. It's still pretty much has been able to remain the same band as it was that recorded the album back in 1991.
All right, so again, reflecting back on Ask a Stranger, and again, Starlight from 1991, this week's local music flashback. And of course, this week's interview on the Homegrown Rocker coming to you from Mr. Toad's in downtown Greensburg. And once again, we have Dave and the other members of 13 Saints with us tonight. What are your immediate future plans for this group? Are you looking at a new album yet? And what are your long-term goals for the group? Talk about the future a little bit.
We've got more than enough material for our next CD. It'll probably feature 12 songs versus 11 on the first album. Material's done. Most of it's been rehearsed. It's not tight yet, but it shouldn't take a while. I think we're going in the third week of September to start recording. It should be done that afternoon. And
We'll release it the next day.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be awesome. I think it'll be great. And it'll be out. I'm guess sometime early October. But featuring 12 songs, much like the first album, just more of it. We're not like, oh, it's time to break new ground. Like that. We're doing what we do.
Yeah. What long-term goals do you see? What do you want this band to achieve when all is said and done?
Fame and fortune and glory.
Of course.
We want to keep expanding our territory outside of Pittsburgh, and like we said before, 13 Saints. If you're a straight up rock and roll band, we want to do gigs with you. Whether we open, you open, we want to get outside of Pittsburgh. And if you're a club owner, we want to do gigs at your club. We just want to get out and play and have people hear our music and have fun with us.
Yeah, I don't think we're planning too far ahead, really. We just,
Right.
the next gig, and
We're not that smart.
yeah, we're not that bright. So, yeah, I mean, the next gig, that's our future, and then, we get through that one, cool, and then we'll go to the next one. And we don't really have too much of a long-term future, really.
I mean, I think it boils down. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think it just boils down to, for the most part, the creative side. So we're always just looking to make new material.
Sure.
And then the live side, just to
Yeah.
play that material live. I mean,
Write it
boils
and
down-
play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to those two things. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, foreseeable future and beyond, it's, make new music, play live.
Well, to play cooler
Make
and
music,
cooler gigs.
play live.
Yeah.
Yeah, play better and better gigs. I mean, that's our.
Yeah, of course, definitely want to get better, more tighter, whatnot, but, we're not really, we're just playing it.
We're not overthinking it.
Yeah.
Our expectations are very realistic at this point.
Sure.
Where we all are personally in our lives and where the music business is as a whole, where the Rectum is as a whole.
Yeah, we know the scene. We know. It's not the late '80s anymore, or early '80s even, where you can actually be hopeful to, make it something off of your music. But like for us, playing live is the goal. So the more and more cool shows we play, we're happy with that.
Yeah, it's a playing live band. I think that's kind of the focus of it. I mean, this is great to have and promote and sell and listen to. I don't know if I've listened to our own album in probably 4 months, 5 months, because I live it. But it's about live shows.
He's crushing copper every day.
That's right.
It's about live shows for us. I mean, listen to this. Does not compare to playing it. And that's what the band's about live performance. We'll do another CD and promote that, and we're hoping people will dig it, but it's all about playing live and having fun, that kind of thing. I have a walker and an oxygen tank with strobe lights on it, because I'm going to be doing this until I can't stand it anymore.
Well, it really does boil down to it.
Which isn't far from
I mean, we do this because we enjoy it. Almost, it's almost a selfish thing. I mean, we just do it because we enjoy doing this, obviously. But, yes, it is rewarding to make one of these CDs and put it out there.
Yeah.
And obviously it's rewarding to play a live gig.
It's even more rewarding when
And
people
to have
dig it.
people respond to said CD and to said live gig.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I could probably play to one person, and you know what? I'd still do it.
Is there anybody behind the scenes that you guys would like to thank or acknowledge for helping this group on its path thus far?
Amy.
Pittsburgh Amy does all our social media and books a lot of our gigs, not all of them, but a lot of them. And
As far as I'm concerned, she's the band
she's kind
manager.
of taking the bull by the horns as far as getting us out there and getting shows and making sure that any and every avenue that we can use to get the music out there is being looked into. I'm sure there's a zillion more things that we can add to her plate.
Well, I'll say this from experience. I know a lot of what she does, if not all of what she does, from my experience, has been the cause of issues in previous original bands, because obviously without an Amy, quote unquote band manager, you're kind of dividing up the responsibilities, or someone is taking on more than the others, and that sometimes becomes an issue, or at least it has in the bands I've been, unfortunately. I mean, talking about the chemistry in this band, I think what also helps along with the chemistry in the band is the fact that, not that none of us do certain legwork, but I mean, Amy definitely, she's like the band manager, but she really does a lot of stuff,
It handles a lot of the crap that we don't want to deal with.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But you can reach Pittsburgh Amy through our Facebook page, or I think she has her own called Pittsburgh Amy.
Yeah.
I think. But if you're a club owner and wants 13 Saints there, or if you're a fan that wants to know more, or get T-shirts or CD or stuff, look for Pittsburgh Amy.
On Facebook.
something, or again go to
our Facebook and
13saintsrack.com and get on the mailing list, and any kind of question you can send to Amy, and she'll hook you up.
But I'll also personally thank, my significant other, my mama, for supporting me and letting me do what I love to do.
I'll do the same for my girlfriend Sandra. She's done a lot of sharing for us, a lot of promotion for us.
Yeah, we got a lot of people helping us out.
Yeah, we do.
And like the club owners in Pittsburgh are they understand it's a different climate right now too, and they are very open to, if you want to come in and do a show, here's our stage, here's our PA system.
Yeah,
good luck.
There's a lot of have-at-it attitude.
Yeah,
with some of the clubs. I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're not trying to make $1 million off you, but they understand you're not making the money.
And other bands, I mean,
yeah, that are willing to go. Bands that are willing to go. Yeah, we and the whole group of bands that we play with and rub shoulders with.
On a regular basis, right? Yeah.
There's no ego. It's like, yeah, you guys go ahead and headline this night, and we'll open up for you next time, and the drummers and bass players sharing equipment with no attitudes and stuff. It's a really
fun scene to be in.
Yeah, at a band level, it's a really good climate.
Yeah.
It's nothing like the old days when it was
competition.
Yeah, the bands were
at each other's throats.
Right.
And we should thank obviously the fans that do come out and see us.
And we've done shows with, like we said, the band that came out of Canada. We just did a show with Ghost Wolves from Texas,
from Austin, and
it's interesting that we don't see a lot of egos. And everybody's really nice, and that's kind of a neat change.
Yeah, the guys at the quote national bands, the headliners are sitting there watching you. They're not on the bus. They're not hiding.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about 13 Saints that we haven't mentioned so far? Anything you haven't covered?
This is Creep New Holland. My rough tracks are awesome.
They're awesome-ish, okay?
Wait till I, Eric Corbin, come up with my first rough track. I'm still hoping to one day.
We unfortunately told Eric on the way over that anybody that can plug in a guitar can play guitar. We maybe shouldn't have said that. Because all of a sudden he's like, so I'm a guitar player?
No, boy. Go home tonight, plug my guitar in, there you go.
We need to clarify that. We're like real big on... if you're setting foot on stage, I don't care what day of the week it is or you're getting paid or not, you need to know how to play your instrument. And we see a lot of crap, and that kills the music scene.
Yeah.
As you have some club owner hoping and books a band and they come in and they're terrible.
Right.
And it's like, I have nothing against people working at it and getting out there, but work at it and be good. Get out. I've seen some horrible stuff. It's like you guys aren't helping.
Yeah, too many people in our league are like, the club owners should be doing more to promote, and all this stuff. And partially that's true, and and people don't come out like they used to, and that's true. But if you're a band, you should, you got to be this tall to ride the roller coaster. You should be this good before you go out in front of people.
That's true.
And some bands don't know that yet. And that doesn't mean that we are great at all. It just means we've put our 10,000 hours.
That club, and some of them are. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, between the four of us, I think pretty much.
When I was younger, I was told to go home and get better.
I was too.
Yeah. And
if you don't get better, you're fired.
Yeah.
Holy
yeah, and at one point I didn't get better. And
I didn't even need anybody to tell me to get better. I just remember sitting down and playing drums.
Oh, then we don't need
all the songs you could possibly think of. And that's just But I digress.
Let's go with another song off the CD at this point. What would you like to say this time about In My Head?
In My Head, it's just Creep always refers to it as the Allman Brothers on meth, which I think we all know that the Allman Brothers were on meth.
Yeah.
Chuck and I like old-time double rock and roll guitar stuff, so we have a big old harmony guitar part in it. It's
a great song to play. It's a fun song to play.
And I gotta say, don't play it nearly enough.
That's what makes it special, because every time we play it, you play it faster than you did before. And it's one of those tunes that it doesn't seem like it can go too fast, even though you try.
Dave doesn't want to wear it out.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Let's check it out. In My Head by 13 Saints, and you're hearing it on the Home.